Let's jump right into it. Number 10. Sonder. This word was coined by John Koenig in his Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows. You're walking down a crowded street, coffee in hand, your mind full of to-do lists or random thoughts, and then it suddenly hits you. Every single person you pass has a life just as full and complicated as yours. They have dreams, childhood memories, favorite songs, inside jokes, heartbreaks, and regrets. And in most of those lives, you're just a background blur. That feeling? That's Sonder. It's the strange realization that you're not the main character in the universe. That guy at the crosswalk? He's waiting for medical results. That woman texting? She's messaging someone she probably shouldn't. Everyone is living their own epic story, and your story is just a flicker in theirs. While it's not in official psychology books, Sonder is talked about in empathy training and studied in neuroscience for its connection to ego dissolution. Once you feel it, you can't unfeel it. People stop being extras and start becoming unknowable galaxies you'll never explore. It's the emotion that turns a crowd into a constellation of lives. It makes you feel small, but also connected, like you've just tuned into the radio frequency of humanity itself. You don't forget that feeling. It lingers in your mind the next time you walk through a crowd, reminding you that everyone you see is living out a version of the story they believe matters most. Number 9. L'appel du vide. It's French for the call of the void. Picture this. You're standing on a balcony or near a cliff. It's calm. Then out of nowhere, your brain whispers, jump. You don't want to, you're not suicidal, but the thought is just there, sudden, sharp, and disturbing. It could even be a moment in traffic when the idea of swerving flashes across your mind. That's l'appel du vide. It's not a desire to die. It's your brain's bizarre way of reaffirming life. Like a glitch, a mental pop-up asking, are you sure you want to be here? Psychologists now believe it's not a sign of mental illness, but possibly a display of strong cognitive control. Your subconscious runs a grim what-if scenario just to confirm your instinct to survive. That breath you take right after, that shaky "what was that" moment, that's all part of it. It's weird. It's eerie, but now you know what to call it. And next time it hits, maybe you'll feel a bit more grounded knowing your mind is just running a strange kind of safety check. It reminds you how powerful your instinct to live actually is, and how bizarrely your brain checks in on that when you least expect it. Number 8. Amae. This is a Japanese word, and it describes something we all crave but rarely admit. The quiet desire to be emotionally taken care of without asking. It's not about being needy or dramatic. It's more subtle. Think of it like the feeling of wanting someone to say, "I've got you," without you needing to explain yourself. In Japanese culture, Amae is seen as natural and healthy. It's studied as a core part of bonding. But in many Western societies, it gets labeled as clingy or immature. We glorify independence so much that we forget the comfort of soft dependence. Amae shows up when a child fakes sleep just to be carried. Or when you vent, not for solutions but to feel heard. Or when you wish someone would offer help, even if you didn't ask. It's not weakness, it's trust. And sometimes, all we want is to be someone's small worry for a little while. We want to collapse safely into another person's kindness without explaining why we're tired. Amae is the emotion of being held, even when you didn't fall. It's a silent language, spoken between people who care deeply and understand that love sometimes means stepping in before the words come out. Number 7. Zielschmerz, a German word that literally means goal pain. You worked hard, you set a big goal, you reached it, and then nothing, no joy, just a hollow ache of "is this it?" That feeling is Zielschmerz, the pain of achieving something that doesn't fulfill you. It's the emotional hangover after success. The silence after the applause. German is really good at naming feelings we didn't know we had, and this one is especially powerful. Psychologists use Zielschmerz to challenge the way we think about motivation. We're not only driven by outcomes, we're driven by meaning. When we chase goals without soul, we feel it. Deep down, you might realize that what you were after wasn't what you really needed. This happens to top athletes, CEOs, even people just trying to tick a box. Sometimes the goal was just a distraction from the real emptiness. Zielschmerz tells us success isn't always the answer. The real prize might not be at the finish line. It might be what you were ignoring while running the race. The lesson: it's not always about what you achieve. It's about how those achievements connect to something that actually matters to you. Number 6. Dépaysement. French for a sense of dislocation. You arrive in a foreign country. The smells, sounds, signs, even the air feels strange. The money looks fake. Nothing is familiar. You feel a little floaty, like you don't belong in your own body. That feeling is dépaysement. It's more than being lost. It's being unrooted. You're not just navigating new streets. You're navigating a reality that isn't yours. Researchers have studied it under cultural dissonance and identity shifts. Some people thrive on this sensation. They love being a stranger. Others feel anxious and disconnected. It's not fear. It's a surreal discomfort that comes from not recognizing the rules. Your brain quietly asks, who am I in this version of the world? And sometimes it doesn't know the answer. Dépaysement isn't always unsettling. Sometimes it's the beginning of reinvention. It makes you question what parts of yourself only exist in familiar places, and what parts survive anywhere. You start noticing your habits, your thoughts, your feelings in a way that strips them of cultural background and lets you see who you are when no one's watching. Number 5. Yūgen. Another beautiful Japanese term. You see fog roll across hills or moonlight reflected on water or the final golden hue of sunset, and it stuns you. Not with loud beauty, but with something quiet and haunting. That chill of appreciation, that's Yūgen. It describes a kind of beauty that's deep, subtle, and almost painful. It's not about bright colors or fireworks. It's about mystery. It's the awe that sneaks in when words fail. Neuroscientists recently began studying why these in-between moments move us so deeply. Turns out, our brains light up when facing complexity we can't fully explain. Yūgen is the stillness that says, you don't have to understand this to feel it. It's like seeing the soul of a moment. It's why a shadow on the wall, or the way a candle flickers, can suddenly feel sacred. Yūgen reminds us there's a kind of wonder that lives in things we don't fully grasp, and maybe we're not supposed to. It teaches us that the deepest emotions often come in whispers, not shouts, and that beauty sometimes hides where we're not even looking. Number 4. Schnapsidee, a German word meaning booze idea. It's 2 a.m., you're tipsy, and someone says, let's build a rocket made of soda cans, and everyone nods like it's the next big thing. That's Schnapsidee, the kind of ideas that feel like genius when you're drunk but collapse in daylight. But here's a fun twist. Scientists are starting to look at Schnapsidee moments as sparks of creativity. Alcohol lowers your brain's filter. It lets the weird stuff slip through, the stuff your sober brain would shut down instantly. A lot of bizarre but brilliant inventions have started in those loose, filterless moments, whether drunk, daydreaming, or even mid-crisis. So yes, most Schnapsidee ideas are bad, but sometimes they're pure gold. You won't know until you test them with coffee instead of tequila. Some ideas are just bad punchlines, but others? They're just waiting for a sober editor. That goofy 2 a.m. conversation could be a seed that grows into something surprisingly meaningful, once the hangover wears off. Number 3. Mono no aware, another Japanese term. You watch kids play and suddenly feel sad. Not because anything bad happened, but because you know this moment will never come back. That soft ache is mono no aware. It's the deep awareness that everything is temporary, and that knowledge makes moments more beautiful. In Japan, cherry blossoms represent this perfectly. They bloom briefly and fall quickly. People celebrate them not because they last, but because they don't. Western psychologists are starting to explore how this awareness helps us accept change and appreciate what we have while it lasts. It's not depression, it's presence. It's feeling the importance of a goodbye, the tenderness in a fading laugh. It's love with the ticking clock. It teaches us that holding on isn't always the answer. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is let a moment pass through you, untouched, and carry its echo forward. It's learning to love what won't stay, to cherish things precisely because they're already slipping through your fingers. Number 2. Saudade, a Portuguese word that's hard to translate but easy to feel. Saudade is a deep, aching longing for someone or something you lost, or maybe never even had. It's more than nostalgia. It's loving through absence, missing so hard that the missing itself becomes a part of who you are. People use it for exes, childhood memories, even songs tied to moments that are gone. It's grief tangled up in love and hope. Saudade isn't always sad. Sometimes it's warm, like a hug from a ghost. In Portugal and Brazil, they write songs about it, toast to it, live with it. Cultural psychologists describe it as memory that breathes. And now, you know what to call it too. It's the ache of a heart stretching towards something it may never touch, but reaching anyway. Saudade shows us how love survives absence, and how even what's gone can continue to shape who we are. Number 1. Fernweh, a German word that means farsickness, like homesickness but reversed. You look at a picture of some distant mountain or a tiny European village, and your heart aches, not to go there, but because it feels like you already miss it. That's Fernweh. A longing for places your feet have never touched. Finnish speakers have a similar word, Kokokaipu. Scientists connect this to the brain's default mode network, the place responsible for dreams and abstract thoughts. You imagine a place, your mind fills in the blanks, and suddenly you're grieving a home that never existed. This is why you stay up late Googling plane tickets, why drone videos of forests make you cry. You're not just curious, you're missing a memory you haven't made yet. It's homesickness for a life you've only dreamed of, proof that even imagination can leave emotional footprints. Fernweh tells us that part of us is always roaming, always searching for a piece of ourselves in places we've never seen. And when we finally find them, maybe the ache turns into peace. That's it for today. If any of these emotions hit you somewhere deep, don't worry, you're not broken. You just finally have names for what you've always felt. I'll be making similar videos, so subscribe to see them.